Hello everyone, this is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I bring you a video tonight titled, Be the Most Self-Assured Asshole That She Ever Met. I got one for you tonight. But before we go any further, always know my videos in the dating space, they're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life. In addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But let's get right to it. Be the most self-assured asshole that she ever met. The premise of tonight's video is every woman is on probation until she's proven that she can adhere to your instructions. Once again, every woman you meet is on probation until she's proven that she can adhere to your instructions. And that's the bottom line of it. Women have to adhere to your instructions, okay? And she's not to be categorized, leveraged above you, praised, anticipated, any of those things until she's proven that she can adhere to your instructions. Because the average man that she meets has no instructions for her because he has no instructions for himself. He has no identity. He has no sense of self. He has not decided what kind of man he's going to be. Okay, so if he doesn't have instructions for himself, he cannot have instructions for women. And that is the average man that she's going to meet. So she's used to being in a position of leverage. Because if a man does not have instructions for himself, then he will allow a woman to leverage herself above him. Because he values that puthi over his own sense of self, his own identity, and his own masculinity, his ability to make a decision as to the type of man that he's going to be. He has not exercised that ability to make that decision. So the woman is going to leverage herself above him. And that is her normal experience. And she's very dissatisfied with that experience. And I'll get to that in the video. But you, as a sexy, attractive man who's made a decision as to the type of man that he's going to be, the man that's taking full inventory of himself, the man that understands that he's giving the best to the world because he's elevated himself, he's been moving in a steady direction. He has not deviated from the pictures of destiny that he saw within himself. He worked on himself so that he could paint himself into that frame of what destiny showed him that he is. That man right there, life is giving him his best because he's giving life his best. That man right there, that man understands himself. And so once you understand that, in comparison to the average man that is out here, who is not undertaking that level of discipline, self-awareness, and work, then you understand that you are a departure and you are a gift. So there's no way that you can reach that level of consciousness and self-awareness and allow a woman to introduce posturing herself above you, meaning that she has more to offer you than you have to offer her. As you heard me say in my previous videos, there's more women in need of guidance than men who are equipped and able to provide it. There's more women who are in need of guidance than men who are equipped and able to provide it. And so a woman's life automatically increases because she stepped into your life and you've mastered yourself. You have your best life. She gets the residue of your best life by stepping into your life. And she got nothing but the residue of chaos and confusion from the inferior men that she normally deals with because those men have not decided what kind of men they're going to be and are clueless in terms of self-awareness, purpose, and progression. So who are you? You're the departure. You're the gift. And so every interaction with a woman has to be level set that way. Once she introduces to you that she has something to offer you that's more valuable than what you have to offer to her, that you have to do things for her, and no mention of what she's going to do for you. That's when you have to level set that conversation and let her know who she's in the presence of. See, that's why you have to be the most self-assured asshole that she ever met, because she has not met men that talk to her this way because most men are afraid of losing her. And since those men don't have a sense of purpose or identity, she's available to you because she's had chaotic, non-enjoyable experiences with those men. That's why she's available. And you're a representation that she doesn't have to have those experiences anymore. She can have balanced experiences that are congruent with growth. You know how you are as a sexy, attractive, masculine man who's decided what kind of man he's going to be. You're an inspirational force everywhere you step. In the lives of women, women are inspired to be things that they never entertained. Women are inspired to do everything that they doubted within themselves. And it doesn't take long because you're a departure and you're a force. And she's in the presence of a force field of purpose, of destiny, of fearlessness, of drive, of dedication. She's in a force field of every attribute that you have that is responsible for you being who you are. And when she gets in that force field, everything that was dormant in her is awakened. Every aspect of her purpose, her destiny, everything that is progressive for her that she's been contemplating and playing with, everything is awakened. And she pursues it with the fervor. I've seen that happen so many times. As I've said in some of my previous videos, I've seen it happen so many times where the woman meets me and all of a sudden everything she's been playing around with, she's on it. I've seen women start businesses. I've seen women get deeper into things that I'm doing that they wanted to do. I've seen women be motivated just by being in the presence of someone who actually has some focus and some discipline and some results. That's you. So how could you ever let a woman who can exponentially benefit from being in your presence, how could you ever let her posture herself above you or even attempt to? And see, when she attempts to do that stupid shit and talk about everything that you have to do for her, what men do for her, when she starts telling those lies and shit, you either let her go right there or you offer her one opportunity to receive your guidance and elevate her life. You let her go right there or you offer her one opportunity to receive your guidance and elevate her life. Because her life will elevate by being in your presence. And her entryway into your life is her adherence to your guidance. So when a woman tries to posture herself above you, this is how you have to talk to them. I'll tell you the most poignant thing I've ever said to a woman in my life. I said, I know the pool of men that you have to choose from. She says, no man has ever said that before. Fuck no, they haven't. Who's in full awareness of themselves? Who's unafraid to lose you? Who understands that he'll never leave any pookie on the table, that she's leaving that DAC on the table that's attached to a quality man that can elevate her life and change it. You know who you are. That's how you talk to women that way. And so that's how you're going to have to talk to women. You're going to have to let women know that when she starts to talk about, she starts reading from her script of bullshit that's gotten her chaos and confusion and terrible results in life. She's going to read from that script. And you let her know, do not mess up your opportunity to elevate your life by being in my presence. That's when you're the most self-assured asshole that she's ever met. And you're the asshole because you can't be controlled or manipulated. You let her know the results that you have in your life and that your identity is not in the material world. The material world is the result of the quality continuum of choices and decisions that you've made that are opposite of the men in her life that she's dealt with on a continual basis because she doesn't have the residue of a leader in her life. See, a woman that has the residue of a leader in her life, she automatically recognizes and reveres qualities, progressive qualities in men, meaning she would never think to posture herself above a man that is of quality. If she has a minister, a father, an uncle, some sort of elevated voice in her life that she respects, if she's in submission to that man, then there's no way that she would meet a quality man and posture herself above that man. So you're meeting a woman, if she's trying to posture herself above you, that's in desperate need of guidance. And your tongue has to introduce the first level of guidance that she's probably ever heard in her life from a quality man. When you level set the situation and you say, listen, I'm not coming to your side. You're telling me I have to do this and do this. Have you even taken inventory of the results in your life that are a result of the men that you've chosen to deal with? That's how you talk to men. I mean, that's how you talk to women when they're lost, man. So she might get one opportunity to adhere to your instructions and your guidance. And if she can adhere to how you're talking to her, if she can suspend her leverage and actually realize that there's real value in dealing with you, then that's how she gets to stay in your life. Because as long as she's adhering to your guidance, she can stay in your life. Because she's making a conscious decision to grow and to elevate. See, she might not be a low quality woman. She might just be a woman who's never encountered guidance from a quality man. And so you may have to be the catalyst to offer a quality woman guidance to destroy her script that society gave her and introduce her to her true self so that she can move in accordance with her true qualities that should govern her. See, a low quality woman is going to run from you if you start talking like this. A low quality woman will run from you because she's not comfortable in your space because it requires growth. But a quality woman who's never even been exposed to a man like you, who stays in your space and recognizes that there's something different, even if she can't identify it, and she adheres to your wisdom and guidance, then that is a quality woman, because there's some qualities that are being awakened in her by virtue of your presence and your guidance. So if she's not running away from you, she's not afraid of the growth that it's going to take to be with you. And not only that, she can see the personal benefit of the growth that she's going to experience by being in your presence. Meaning that she's going to be better for having encountered you. And she can deduce that because she's never encountered a force that can make her better. See, these women, a lot of women have been disappointed by men. They've been disappointed because innately they know that they're supposed to be under the guidance of a man. And they've met men that value them above themselves. And since that man valued her so much and he was so afraid of losing that poothie, and he was just so afraid of not having her beautiful self in his life, he was so afraid that he never offered her guidance. He only offered her comfort and a safe space for her to be her rogue self. And so she's never had adequate guidance. And that's where you come into the fray, into the equation. She needs guidance. And she's disappointed with those men because innately, the way that God made her, she is supposed to be in submission to a man that can offer her guidance. Wives, submit yourselves to your husbands. And so since she has not met a force that she can adequately submit to, she's lost. And she can meet you and be guided to herself. And that's what you have to represent for women. And that's how you have to talk to them. Not from the vantage point of lack. We have to talk to them from the vantage point of, I'm level setting this interaction, and I in no way, shape, or form am afraid to lose you. I never leave poothie on the table. But when these women can't adhere to my instructions, when they can't recognize who I am, they leave that DAC on the table that's attached to a quality man. That's a departure from most men that she has met or is going to meet. So who loses in that equation? That's why you should never be afraid to leave a piece of poothie on the table if it's going to be detrimental to you. If she doesn't recognize you, if she can't adhere to your instructions, if she can't see the results in your life that are a reflection of the man that you've become, she's a danger to herself and to you. So who really loses? That's why you can't be afraid to talk to women this way. Because it's not about loss, it's about gain. Gain means that you can have an enjoyable experience with a woman as she elevates and grows and is better for herself by virtue of your impartations that you're making into her life. You can't be afraid to talk to her the way that you need to talk to her, from hello. And see, that's what I love about pimps. See, a pimp is going to talk to the woman in a way that awakens the benefit that he has to her without going to her side and convincing and coercing her. The pimp would tell the woman, you've tried it on your own, but what has that gotten you? You can come over here and you can have this protection. You can have this guidance. And I'm going to bring the best out of you. You're going to make more money than you ever made. He's not saying I'm going to give you these things. He's saying I'm going to give you an opportunity to be better. And that's how you have to talk to every woman. The pimp knows that his presence is a catalyst for her to be better. And that's how you have to have the vantage point when you talk to women. Your presence is the catalyst for her to have better experiences. And you in no way, shape, or form submit to her, grovel, beg, move on her timelines, deal with her bullshit. All the stuff that the other men do, you don't do. Because you have a full understanding of yourself that you are a departure. You're around men. You see how these motherfuckers lie. You see how they do way more for women than they would admit. You see how they treat women differently based on beauty? These motherfuckers aren't centered. So what is in their life? Chaos. And what do they bring to the women in their lives? Chaos. What is the evidence of their life? Chaos. And so that's going to be most men. I hear stuff from the men around me. It just makes me pause, man, and just like, this shit can't be real. The decisions, the residue of the decisions, the reality of the decisions. It just makes you thankful that you've made different decisions. And you're a walking representation of a different decision that can elevate her and take her to places that she's never been. When you talk to her not from a place of lack, but from a place of self-awareness and complete oneness with yourself. That's when you can look a woman in the face and say, I know the pool of men that you have to choose from. Give yourself an opportunity to elevate your life. I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to coerce you. Take a hard look at your life and take a hard look at me. And when you can begin to talk to women that way, then that's when you can automatically begin to introduce guidance and direction into her life. And then the women who are supposed to be there are going to be able to see the benefit of your guidance and direction that you're offering into her life. And you don't settle for anything less than that. That's as far as a self-assured, sexy, attractive man is going to go. A man who's desired, first of all, he desires himself, and society desires him. Life desires him. He's getting his best. He's not going to a woman's side. The furthest he's going to do is meet her and offer her some guidance and see if she can be on a probationary experience to a probationary period to adhere to his guidance. That's the best he's going to offer a woman. That's the most. And if she understands that she hasn't had guidance and that this man is a catalyst to a better way, and she can submit to this man and experience growth over time and develop more recognition of who he is and value him even on a more deeper level every day, then maybe that's the woman that can stick around. That's why women are so dissatisfied. That's why they initiate divorce at an 80% rate to these men, because they married men that they settled for. They knew that these men weren't right for them. They knew that these men, they hoped that they would grow on them, but the masculinity and the guidance was missing. He puts up with my shit. I can't believe it. He's such a good man. He's such a this. He's such a that. All good characteristics, but the masculinity is missing. And so she's waking up empty until one day she just feels completely lost because she knows she has to go out on a quest for real masculinity. So these women are dissatisfied. And so you represent a satisfactory, elevated experience for any woman that you encounter once you've mastered yourself. Once you can consistently recreate elevated experiences in your life, that's when you've mastered yourself. Because you have to become the same man every day for a prolonged period of time to actually produce real results that represent mastery. So you are an advantage to these women, and don't see yourself any other way and talk to them accordingly. And I'll just end this with a story. When I begin to really understand myself, my early, mid-20s, more like early 20s, and I met a girl and randomly called her one day. He was like, yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I met up with the girl and, we ended up kicking it for a period of time and, did some things together, but we never really did anything physical. She knew who I was. She knew what I was about. And finally, I think this is probably the straw that broke the camel's back. I was out on K Street in DC, and I had taken this girl out on dates and spent some time with her, all that kind of stuff. And we never did anything physical. And I saw her out. It was K Street Lounge back in the day. And that was on a Sunday. That's back when the party would shift from K Street Lounge down to Sequoia on the waterfront in Georgetown. Like, if you're from DC, you know what I'm talking about. And K Street Lounge was small as hell. So the VIP tables were just like, they weren't even tables. They were just like small sections in just in the middle of the lounge. Like, it was, I don't know how to describe it. Probably the size of a diner. And she was with some of the Redskins. And I just remember, like, I just walked up to her and said, what's up? I was outside of the rope, and she barely acted like she knew me. I was like, okay, I see what time it is. So, I backed up off right after that. And not too long after that, I would say some months, a little less than a year later, things changed for me. I was doing well. You know, I had the fresh bins. I was like 24 at the time, 23, 24, something like that. And somebody asked me to come and speak at this school in Prince George's County, and it was a career fair. And so I spoke. I got on stage. The person who invited me out brought me on stage, and this particular girl was there that day, and she had worked at a university, a local university, and she was there like recruiting students. And so I get a text message when I come off a stage, and it's like, I'm like, who is this? And she's like, oh, I'm such and such and this and that. And I remember her. And so I guess she just saw like a new level on me. And so after the event was over, she waited around for me, and, you know, after I finished signing my books and all that kind of stuff. And we went and sat down and got something to eat not too far from there. And the energy was different. Like, she had a level of reverence and respect that she didn't have previously, because maybe I didn't recognize it, but I had a new reverence and respect for myself. I was more solidified in who I was, and I was giving off a different energy and getting better in return. And women can perceive that. They're always watching your blind spots and assessing your value. Check out that video. And so we sat down, and then, you know, I ended up driving her back to the school to drop her off at her car. And I looked her dead in her face, and I spoke to her from the vantage point of the man that I had become versus the man that she had previously met. I said her name. I call her R. I said, R, you should have gave me that pussy a long time ago. No hesitation, no nothing, because I knew that I was a better representation of the men that she was dealing with. She was getting hard dick and goodbyes. And when you're a young light-skinned girl in DC, you can run through all the wizards, the redskins, like, you know, we all hit the same chicks back in the day. It was what it was, man. But in terms of a man that is a solidified presence in your life that can offer you some guidance, that you can see elevate clearly, watching his blind spots, assessing his value, that's the rarity, and that's the rarity that you become, and the offering that you become to every woman once you really master yourself. And so once I told her that she should have gave me that pussy a long time ago, she's like, yeah, you're right. I'll have sex with you. Just like that. Gave me the runaround a year prior, because I'm sitting there catering to her, allowing her to leverage herself above me. But I just level set it. I just told her the truth unapologetically. I'm a superior man to the men that you normally deal with. That's what I meant by you should have gave me that pussy a long time ago. She says, yeah, I'll have sex with you. She's like, you're right. That's how you communicate with women once you reach your mountaintop. And you don't communicate anywhere else, because she can come to that mountaintop with you. And it was just a couple of days later, she hit me up, and I came through her spot. No more dates, none of that stupid shit. She just hit me up. And she had been trying to make plans with me for a couple of days, but I was moving around, had other women. And then finally, I was available. We made it happen. I slid past her place, and yeah, we really got acquainted. But that's the whole point of me, you know, introducing that story was you have to be the most self-assured asshole that she ever met. There's no other way to play this game except from playing from the vantage point of being at the top. And once you reach the top and you understand what the top feels like, you understand when you have a solidified seat at the table of being at the top, what comes with that. The unparalleled cuisine, the service, the reverence, the anticipation and the desire for your presence. That's when you're at the top. And you won't settle for anything less than that. And you won't just not settle for anything less than that. Your language will reflect that. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight titled, Be the Most Self-Assured Asshole That She Ever Met. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And I hear you all in the comments asking me to make custom videos and videos about this topic and that topic. Come on, you all know better. A donation of $150 or more will get your custom video on my channel. If you're asking me to talk about a particular topic, that is a custom video, okay? And it will be on my channel in 24 hours or less if you make a $150 or more donation to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. Make your donations. In the note feature on PayPal and Cash App, they both have a note feature. After you make a donation, there's a note feature. Leave the title of the video that you want me to make, and I'll have it on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your title is more nuanced and more detailed than just leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, you still make a $150 or more donation to my PayPal and my Cash App. You bypass the note feature, and then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced and in-depth description of what you want me to make your video on. And your video will be on my channel in 24 hours or less. If my message tonight has been of value to you and your thought process have been elevated and you're better for having encountered my message, I want you all to make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. I never tell you what to donate. Just donate according to how you've been impacted. Your donations continue to help me to grow, elevate, and move forward and bring you this top-notch content as I continue to impart into your life and help you to elevate, grow, and move forward as well. It's an even exchange, so make your donations. If you're in need of coaching, if you have different challenges, impediments, and your frustrations with the results in your dating life, then I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. I am your dating coach. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the body of the email. And then I'll do an assessment, and then I will return the email. And I'll return the email with the terms of the coaching. I'll reply to you and give you the terms of the coaching. We'll set a day and time of availability, and the coaching will commence. Breakthroughs happening in that 1-hour coaching session with me. Clarity, breakthroughs, and it's a space for growth. There's nothing else to say. It's undeniable. Everyone has great experiences and gets great results when they get their coaching from me. So sign up for your dating coaching. And of course, that email will be in my video description as well. Also, I'm still looking to fill the 5 slots of the individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. In this year-long coaching journey, what you're going to receive is a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week, and you have 24-hour access to me as well. Meaning that you can be in a situation with a woman, you could have met a woman on a dating app, gone on a date with her, be in a situation with her, don't know what to text her back, any of the stuff that men normally face in terms of challenges with women. Then you have 24-hour access to me, text, email, phone call. I can only take on 5 people because that's a lot of access to me, a lot of bandwidth, okay? To get this coaching from me, this is what I want you to do. This year-long coaching journey with me, okay? And we're going to meet up in person as well, no matter where you are in the world, so I can assess you as I've been coaching you over the phone. I want to assess you in person after I trust that you've been growing and elevating, that you're ready for some in-person coaching as well. So to get the year-long coaching journey with me, then I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave mentorship in the subject matter of the email. Leave your name, your phone number, and tell me exactly where you are in life with dating, and tell me where you want to be. And then I can do an assessment, and I will call you, and we'll decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. That's why I can only take on 5 people, because this is going to be so tailored. I want to look at exactly where you are. I want to create a tailored program that begins from exactly where you are. The very first coaching call is going to create exponential, undeniable change. Imagine getting 3 coaching calls from me every week. That's 12 a month. How much different will your life be? So if you're interested in the year-long coaching journey, once again, matt@matthewchorne.com. Go ahead and email me. Reach out to me, and let's make this happen. Lastly, my dating coaching community, I want everyone to sign up. My dating coaching community on a school platform. It's a space for amazing growth as well. You get 2 exclusive videos per week that are just for the community. They're not on YouTube. I allow the members of the community to give me topics, and I make videos and I put them in the community. And I put my own video topics in the community as well. In addition to the coaching, what you're going to receive is a Monday night Zoom call every Monday night. That's what we do. I do a monologue on a topic, and then I allow the members of the community who are on the call to dialogue back and forth with me as well. It's an amazing space for growth. After we dialogue, the remainder of the hour, you get to ask me any questions that you want to ask me for an entire hour. I'm your dating coach for an entire hour. It gets no better than that. So there's nothing but exclusive access to me in this community. Whatever videos you want me to make, you can get on that Monday night Zoom call. Also, every video I made is archived in the community, and every Zoom call that I've had is archived in the community as well. So you have dozens of videos that you can go through and elevate your life and catch up. And then, boom, you can hop right in on that Monday Zoom call, caught up, and catch me right in stride and get your questions answered for an hour live with me, Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all tonight, and I hope that you understand the vantage point that you should speak to women from and the exponential value that you represent to their life. Once you've mastered yourself, you are automatically going to increase the quality of life of every woman that can show that she can remain in your space. And how does she show that she can remain in your space? She adheres to your instructions over time. I'll see you all soon.